Okay, guys, welcome to the first episode of Email Beyond Revenue. I am really excited to have Alonso Nieves, who is the founder of eVouch, which helps scale word of mouth for Shopify brands. Today, he is going to present a strategy on how to leverage word of mouth as it ties back to retention. So without further ado, I'm going to pass it over to Alonso to explain quickly how the software works and get into a very practical strategy. Take it away, mate.
Awesome. Hey, Adam. Hey, team. So I run eVouch, and our company specializes in putting word of mouth on autopilot, mostly for e-commerce brands. And you can pretty much do it any way that you contact your customers. And one of the ways that we're doing it right now, and I'm going to show you, is through email. So if you allow me to share my screen here. Let me check it. So this is pretty much any regular person's email. This is an email sent by an eVouch customer. So when you click on it, you get sent to, yep, this is your welcome email. Awesome. But this is pretty much where the magic happens. And it says, share your order to your stories and get a gift with your next purchase. So normally you'll see like, hey, share a post, like share something to your friends, get $5 off. Like, I think that isn't the best way. It pretty much hasn't changed ever since it was invented. Everyone's been doing affiliate codes, referral links, literally since the freaking internet was invented. And I thought, okay, why don't we go through regular consumer behavior? And what do I do? What do my friends do? And it's post stories. So here it is. Pretty much what you do is just get started and click here. This is like a landing page hosted on our website, and it will be pretty much co-branded with any brand that you're doing, any e-commerce brand. You can put your photos here, put anything here. And we firstly collect your Instagram username. So chuck it in here. This is my Instagram username. I'm plugging it in here. Submit. And once you submit, it pretty much says, okay, post a public Instagram story and show us how you're using the product and just tag us. So this is like example. This one is a good one. This one will be a bad one. Approvals within 24 hours. This is how everything is done. And the next thing you do is just open Instagram and post it. So this is my Instagram, and I'm taking a photo of my product. And this is me literally just tagging the brand. I literally have done this so many times for products and posting it. And then a few minutes later, we get verification. And this is pretty much what happens. You're verified, you get your discount code or whatever incentive that you send automatically. So this one is for a gift on your next purchase. And for the brand side, you can see pretty much everything. You have all the followers that are like every customer who posts, we can see who all their followers are. We can see if they follow any interesting influencers. We can see which brands that they follow in common. So say you have 100 people go through this flow, we can find 20 of them follow Nike or 20 of them follow Adidas. We we create more inferences past just your email list and try add like a little bit of a social layer. And it's not just like, the incentives. The incentives can be super, super flexible. And you can also do something like, this is just all demos. For example, get 20,000 free virtual currency. We want the platform to be super flexible for word of mouth. You can pretty much design it any way that you want. And so, yeah, that is the word of mouth strategy.
Yeah, I love this, man, because I think, like you pointed out, so many referral programs, it's been a very stale concept and strategy for such a long period of time. I know for as long as I've been working in the industry, like you said, that generic, refer your friends and get X amount off. And
exactly. Yeah.
A lot of brands have been really disappointed that I've worked with off the uptake on that. And they're like, oh, why is our referral program not working?
Why is it 0.5%, right? Like,
yeah.
I think that we really honed in on the consumer psychology. So the product started, like I was literally at a cafe and I took a photo of my food and I posted it on my Instagram story. Like 10 minutes later, I get a tap on my shoulder and it's like, hey, like I saw your story. I wanted to go eat at the cafe as well. And that's the kind of feeling that I'm trying to bring with the product. It's like, okay, like this is the normal consumer behavior. This is what people want to do. And if you just give them a little push, then they're actually like so much more likely to do it.
And tell me, like, when are you triggering these emails and communications? I'm assuming obviously you're looking at when the order's actually being delivered. I know the conventional review request tends to come, 2 weeks after the order's being delivered. When are you guys recommending to send this?
Yeah. So it really depends on the incentive as well. So for example, you can do a pre-purchase incentive. We've had people like pretty much ask their customers like, hey, post a story and ask your friends if they've tried this product. Like that's very, very possible. And you can do that pre-purchase. If you're doing something post-purchase, say like a review, kind of like a UGC type email, like, hey, like, of course it will be after the product's sent. But we have like, it's very, very flexible. The way you can do it, we wanted to open it up to brands on how they want to activate their word of mouth. One of the things we even did is like to reduce the friction completely is like, hey, like just reshare one of our reels. We literally give them the reel on the website and it's like, hey, press this button. It's going to go straight on your Instagram and all you have to do is share. And it's like, say you have like a 10,000, 20,000 email list, like it becomes like pretty much a numbers game at that point. Like if even 1% of them like share, that's like a whole lot of people.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great way to generate more UGC as well. And let's talk a little bit about the data then, because we just mentioned the pitiful uptake on most generic referral programs. What type of numbers are you guys seeing from these type of schemes?
So the best brands that really like put this in like, at least more than one email flow, they can get up to 10% of all of their customers posting an Instagram story.
Wow.
The numbers can be wild.
Yeah.
Especially if the incentives are good. If the incentives are good, people will do it.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I think that's the key to making any word of mouth referral program work. I'm guessing, obviously there's some specific industries that this will work really well for, right? Given like the nature of sharing to Instagram.
Yes. So really good is like mom products. Yeah. So if you have products where moms buy it, so for example, like we have this brand that's like mosquito patches for kids, right? When moms post that, their friends are moms as well. So they like the barrier to post is very, very low because they know that it's very, very highly relevant to their like personal audience. And those kind of brands work really well. Brands that don't work really well are like generic, like drop shipping type ones, ones that you just don't want to share them. Like it's just like a generic purchase. It's nothing interesting. For that one, you would need a much higher incentive or much stronger incentive. But for products that are very, like they are trying to build a brand.
Yes.
It's very, very easy to just tweak the incentives, get like high perceived value and get great results.
Absolutely. I'm seeing a lot of potential synergy on like how this could integrate into things like affiliates, etc. I won't go into it right now, but my mind's already spinning. Tell me about, and I know this is a loaded question, what type of incentives are you seeing work most effectively for this?
So the real, surprisingly, like you'll see like free shipping will work really well. It's like the perceived value is very high. Discount on next purchase doesn't really work that well, except for brands where, for example, it's consumable. So like cereal or like supplements. It's like, hey, I know I'm going to buy it within a month. So like the purchase period is quite quick. Yeah. Then it's like that discount on next purchase works. It's very, very brand dependent, but I would tend to like really like spend time to like work, I'd want to like talk to the brands like, hey, like just think like, don't do this generic one. Like think outside the box. We've seen brands do a donation. So for example, post an Instagram story, we'll donate $1 or $1 or like whatever to a charity that our brand supports. And that works really well for B Corp companies.
I love this because you are baking in repeat purchase behavior and also collecting UGC simultaneously. So you're sort of killing one bird with two stones. Other way around. Don't know where that came from, but you get what I'm saying. Yeah, so you're hitting multiple objectives at the same time. This is smart, man. Final question for me is, have you seen any specific use cases where people are going in, pulling this data into Klaviyo or the ESP and further utilizing it? Any creative ways that you've seen?
Yeah, so I've seen a brand pull in a list of all the customers who have posted and turned that into their VVIP. So,
Nice.
the VIP normally it's like people who buy a lot, but like in their case, like VVIP, they might not buy too much. They might not be the highest spenders, but they're the ones who are like they're such big fans of your brand. Because how do you find like true advocacy for your product, right? Like you can't see it just from the numbers on your Klaviyo, your Shopify. Like you see it on the socials, and that's something that's missing. And I think that's what we can provide potentially to brands. Say, hey, here's a social layer to your like email list, to your like Shopify data, and actually like read all your Shopify data and understand what is happening with the socials in the background.
Love it, man. Right, we're going to wrap things up. Tell me, how can people contact you to learn more about this? What platforms are you active on? LinkedIn, X? Feel free to take it over.
I am posting every day on LinkedIn. So you can, I'm Alonso Nieves on LinkedIn, and not so much on Twitter, but same name, Alonso Nieves on Twitter as well.
Epic. Make sure to check it out, guys. It's evouchapp.com. I will leave the links in the show notes, etc., so everyone can follow up and connect with Alonso. But thank you very much for your time, mate. It's been a pleasure.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Adam.